Welcome to the West Bend High School Soccer Complex and Girls Soccer with camera operator producer John Ilke. I'm the Bear Barry Hirsch. We welcome you to our match this evening in the North Shore Conference between the Hartford Orioles and West Bend. And once again, Mother Nature decides not to show up here in the spring. Overcast skies and a brisk 44 degrees right now as we get set to start this soccer match being shot here on Thursday evening, the 28th day of April. Starting lineups this evening for Hartford. In goal is number 0, Alyssa Hadley. 2 is Kaylin Knutson. 3, Madison Rail. 6, Sydney Gifford. 8, Madeline Dorsey. 11, Diana Shalik. 13, Krista Steckman. 15, McKenna Bielmeyer. 19, Bree Olenek. And 22, Alyssa Luby. Hartford dressed in the road whites with the orange shorts. For West Bend, and in this season, East and West have combined into one soccer program. They're dressed in the black. The number 1 goalie is Sophia Stoltz. 3 is Zoe Bruce. 5, Ashley Mueller. 7 is Summer Dricken. 8, Michaela Trahan. 10, Alexis Gugliotti as we get underway. 14, Megan Pilney. 15, Maura Farrell. 18, Lauren McCormick. 30, Alyssa Connor. 31, Caitlin Gugliotti. The head coach for the West Bend girls soccer is Chris Susnick. For Hartford, their head coach is Benjamin Morales. So we're just underway. And Hartford controlled the opening, and now West Bend will intercept it at midfield. And now this is Diana Shalik working with the ball. She'll try fielding it up. West Bend there to take it back, but Madison Rail has it. And West Bend will put it back in play. Alexis Gugliotti with the toss in. Here come the Orioles now. This is Shalik. And West Bend takes it back over. Nice forward kick up to center field. Now back over. Play down on the far end of the field now as West Bend tries to control the ball. Hartford keeps it in play down on their end of the field. And the toss in by Hartford. And the ball goes out of bounds on the far end, and they'll toss it in. A little bit of a kick coming down into the box, but taken back out by the players, and they'll refuel it getting right away. And here comes West Bend now. Zoe Bruce with the ball, working it. Gets it inside the center field and to the attack zone now. Laura McCormick now takes it down into the far left corner. Tries centering it. Nice centering there over to Summer Dricken.
Nice. Good job, Sid.
And Hartford comes away with it. Nice header there to stop the ball by West Bend. Hartford works with the ball now. Just over 3 minutes have elapsed here in the opening half. And we're scoreless, and you're watching action here on West Bend Community TV. Ball coming down all the way into the far side, and Sophia Stoltz, the goalie, will keep it back in play. Players, of course, dressed in their traditional uniforms of shorts and long jerseys. Meanwhile, the fans in attendance tonight almost dressed like they're at a late fall football game between West Bend and Hartford. Stadium blankets, hoodies, and winter jackets are the norm here this evening. That's been the case at all spring sports this season. Girls softball games, the boys baseball games. We were having a game for you earlier this week on our schedule here on West Bend TV, and it was postponed after 2 innings between West Bend East and Nicolay, and they're going to look to pick up that suspended game before the season ends. Now the ball kicked out of bounds and rolls down the hill. Unlike baseball, though, we won't see the ball going over into the baseball field. Baseball, many times when we're here, we'll see a foul ball, get some wind under it, and make it up the hill and make it over here into the soccer complex. Play continuing now up in that far northeast corner of the field as we've played 5 minutes here in this match between West Bend and Hartford, and it's scoreless. So 35 minutes remaining here in the opening half. Now a little bit of a attempted breakaway. Hartford continues bringing it up. This is Madison Rail, and nice save. Sophia Stoltz goes up for the save, but that was the first sustained attack that we've seen in the first 5 minutes of this match between either team. And West Bend turned it away. Now Hartford works with it, brings it inside the midfield and into the zone. West Bend defenders there. Nice header to kick it back inside, and West Bend gets control of the ball. But Hartford there right away on top of it. Ashley Luby. She'll kick it out of bounds, and we'll have the toss in by West Bend. Alexis Gugliotti had the ball momentarily, had it taken away now by Kaylin Knutson for Hartford. Knutson working with the ball.
You got time.
Pushes it over to Diana Shalek.
Nice, Krista.
Ball kept in play in there by Krista Steckman now. Sends it down in the corner to Madison Rail.
Nice try.
And turned away, so it will come back to West Bend. And it's still West Bend controlling. Forwarded up to Michaela Trahan. Now Summer Dricken with it. Summer has the ball popped away. Possession maintained by Zoe Bruce for West Bend. But Hartford turns it away, and they come back on the attack, going left to right as you watch it. 8 minutes have elapsed here in the opening half, scoreless. 32 minutes remaining here in the first half between West Bend and Hartford. Ew, nice corner shot off the mark, and West Bend comes back with it. Steckman over to Dorsey. Now West Bend trying to work it back. And we'll have the toss in coming from down in the far right corner. Now Alyssa Luby will toss it in. Alyssa will toss it in again. And once again, Alyssa will toss it back into play for the Orioles. Now Alyssa tries getting one.
Good idea.
And it's turned away. Come back the other side now for West Bend. Ball in play on the far side in front of the Hartford benches, and it goes out. We are 10 minutes into this first half, so 30 minutes remaining in the first half. And still scoreless between West Bend and Hartford here on West Bend Community TV.
Nice ball.
Now Hartford with a little bit of a break here is Madison Rail down in the right corner. Tries centering one. For one, and that one's going to get kicked high and over the goal. Clock continues to run as the Hartford player now will go down to the far corner. There's our kick into play, centers it. West Bend there to intercept it and take it out of play, but keeping it back inside is Allison Luby.
Nice.
West Bend coming back now the other way with it. Zoe Bruce had it momentarily. She has the ball taken away by Schalick.
Come on, Kaylin. Oh, shoot. There anymore. Come on, Krista, shoot.
Here's Steckman with a kick on the goal, and that one goes off far to the right.
Into the game for West Bend, number 22, Addison Carter.
Going to get our first substitution of the evening. Addison Harder, a senior for West Bend. And she goes to West. "12 minutes have elapsed here in the first half. Still scoreless between West Bend and Hartford. So about 28 minutes remaining to be played here in the opening half.
I know.
Nice move inside. Here is Steckman. Try getting it up the field to Schalick. And West Bend will put it back in play.
Nice job.
Into the game for West Bend, number 19, Allie Harriberry.
West Bend will bring in another sub now. Allie Daraberry, a senior from East, comes into the lineup. Hartford back on the attack. And they'll retrieve the ball back into the... West Bend, though, trying to keep it in. Here's Zoe Bruce. Zoe had it for a moment, now lost it. Now the pass up. And West Bend will come back down and retrieve it to Gugliotti. Now Zoe Bruce. 3 for Bruce. Madison Rail for 3 working against her. Pass over to the right to Rail. And they'll run it down in front of the scoreboard, keep it in play. And now they knock it out of play. Just over 14 minutes have elapsed here in the first half of play between West Bend and Hartford. And we have a scoreless game, and you're watching action here on West Bend Community TV. Ball put back in play. Hartford coming away with it. Here's Steckman. Steckman trying to keep up with it. Nice move there by the defender for West Bend. And now it is Zoe Bruce trying to work with the ball. Coming back, knocked down in the far right corner. At the 15-minute mark of this first half. 25 minutes remaining to be played here in the opening half. Hartford works with the ball now. This is Madison Rail. Sends it up to Steckman, who lost it. And Zoe Bruce got it back for West Bend momentarily. Hartford, though, gets back in control. Madeline Dorsey for Hartford. Kick by Dorsey goes wide of the net. And we'll have a couple of subs for Hartford.
Skylar Votow. And at number 16, Addison Hagan.
So Skylar Votaw, number 12, who's a senior, comes in, along with Addison Hagan, who's a sophomore, comes in. Benjamin Morales, the head coach for the Hartford Orioles.
Nowhere in the same realm.
Now play continues down on the far left upper portion of the field. Hartford in control of the ball. And there's a kick going wide of the mark.
Oh, thanks.
Ball kicked back in play. Header by Hartford to push it over. West Bend retreats, gets it back. Now Hartford coming up in the mid. Pass intended, but here's a header to bring it back by one of the West Bend defenders. Zoe Bruce tries keeping it up with the ball. Bumped away. Here's the Orioles now trying to mount a little bit of an attack. Shalek. Takes it down into the far left portion. Hartford still possessing and trying to set something up here. We are scoreless. As it's tapped away out of bounds.
Number 19, Bree Olenek.
And now Bree Olenek will return for Hartford. Coming up on the 19-minute mark here in the opening half, still scoreless. Hartford works still with the ball.
You got Zoe.
Skylar Votar had it momentarily.
Nice touch, Bree.
Nice ball. Nice touch.
Orioles keeping the possession down on their end of the field, but no score to show for it yet. And now we'll have the toss in coming to put it back in play for West
Into the
Bend.
game for West Bend, number 13, Fran Anderson.
Fran Anderson for West Bend. She's from East. She'll check in for the first time tonight for West Bend. Approaching the halfway mark of this first half. And we are still scoreless between West Bend and Hartford here on West Bend Community TV. And just as we pass that halfway mark, we get a goal. The first one of the night will go to Hartford. And the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. Coming at the 2019 mark here in the opening half. Just as I mentioned, no score halfway through the half. 19 seconds later, the Orioles come in.
In the 21st minute, number 8, Madeline Dorsey.
So they're going to give it to Madeline Dorsey. And Hartford leads it 1-0. Now back into the action after the goal, and that seems to maybe have pumped Hartford up a little bit. West Bend puts it back in play. Now action goes right below us at the midfield stripe. And Hartford coming back on the attack, working with the ball. It is Steckman. Now Hartford still working with it in their end of the field. That's the good news. Kind of the bad news might be their goalie, Alyssa Hadley, down on the other end of the field, maybe a little lonely and chilly on a night like this. She's yet to see a lot of action in this first half. There's another kick and another goal for Hartford. Second goal of the game for Hartford. This one coming almost a minute apart.
Hartford goal in the 23rd minute, number 2, Kaylin Newton.
Kaylin Knutson gets this one. And so Hartford now makes it a 2-0 game. And ball gets put back in play, and Hartford again right away on the attack. So 2 goals, you could almost say back to back. .44 seconds apart from each other. now West Bend trails it by 2 at 2-0. And Hartford continues to mount their offensive attack as they keep it inside. West Bend, though, intercepts momentarily, trying to get something going back into their end of the field. And this ball gets kicked up and out of play. And Maura Farrow will then put it back on the toss in for West Bend. Nice one there by Alexis Gugliotti for West Bend. Now another one coming up here nicely for West Bend. This is Trahan, but she will have the ball intercepted and coming back the other way fairly rapidly was Hagan. She's tripped up and West Bend comes up with the plastic Connor. And the ball goes out of bounds just off to the other side of the West Bend bench.
Into the game for Hartford, number 20, Isabel Navarre. Number 21, Madison Stapleton. And back into the game, number 22, Alyssa Levy.
Isabella Navarre will come in for the first time tonight for Hartford. Also Madison Stapleton. "24.5 minutes have been played here in the opening first half. And Hartford with back-to-back goals lead it 2-0 over West Bend. Now a little bit of action finally coming down in this end for West Bend. This is Dricken with it down in the far northeast corner by the American flag, which shares the baseball complex and the soccer complex. Hartford, however, going right back at it, going left to right. Nice move inside there as she centers it up. And she has the ball taken away by Gugliotta from behind. Good play there by Alexis. Hartford right back on the attack. Here's Olenek. But Gugliotti right there to try to intercept the pay. Quick one up front. Here is a Durberry trying to come up with it. Hartford, though, pushes it up front, out of bounds. And the toss in coming for West Bend. That's a high one, going to hit the railing and make it into the seats. Now play continuing, trying to chase the ball down over there. Summer Dricken on the far end of the field, and the ball will go into the West Bend bench. Now play up in that far northeast corner of the field. As we'll await the toss in now. And it will be a corner kick, I'm informed. So Alexis Gugliotti will set it up. Nice one. Oh, almost. Well, that was the deepest threat and attack we've seen so far in this half by West Bend. Unfortunately, not there. 28 minutes have been played here in the first half, so we have about 12 minutes remaining. And your score is Hartford 2 and West Bend nothing here on West Bend Community TV. Ball kicked out a little bit, and Hartford coming up with it. Now dribbling up is Stapleton. She'll push it up to Olenek. Olenek traveling down there. Trying to work her way around. Lauren McCormick trying to defend it. Gugliotti in there to take it away. And Hartford will put it back down on the far east side of the field. Here comes the Orioles again, and kick goes away, an offside call. As we approach the 30-minute mark here in half number 1. And the Hartford Orioles leading West Bend 2-0 in this North Shore Conference matchup. Game being taped for you on Thursday evening, April the 28th. 44 degrees when we started this match this evening. So now under 10 minutes to be played here in the opening half. Here's Hartford coming up now. Foyt centered. Oh, nice center. Here's a shot and the kick and the save there by the goalie, Stoltz. Right back at Stoltz, and she'll stop that one again too. Alexis Gugliotti now trying to keep it up for the West Bend. Unfortunately for West Bend, the majority of this opening half has been played on the wrong side of the field for them. And they've given up 2 goals on this end of the field. There's a kick going wide of the mark.
Back in the game, West Bend, number 3, Zoe Bruce, number 18, Lauren McCormick, and number 31, Caitlin Gugliotti.
Chris Susnick going with some wholesale substitutions here at the 32-minute mark of the opening half. Kicks back and around. Hartford keeps it down in that side. Here's Olenek.
Come on, Caitlin. Oh.
Nice defensive move down there by West Bend to prevent it from going through.
I have no idea.
High shot, nice. Sophia Stoltz with the good save there on goal. And it remains 2-0 with Hartford in the lead with about 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Hartford leading 2-0 on back-to-back goals coming at the 20-minute mark and at the 22:05 mark. Now the Orioles mounting a little bit more of an attack as they center it. Push it up and kicked in and a goal for Hartford at the 33:53 mark. And Hartford now makes it 3-0.
Now it's stuck in her head. It's in my head.
Hartford goal in the 34th minute. Number 16, Addison Hagen.
So Addison Hagen, the sophomore, gets credited with the goal. And Hartford increases the lead now to 3-0. With just under 6 minutes to play here in the opening half. West Bend trying to mount an attack. They've had one good sustained surge down on the field for their attempt, but they've yet to come away with anything other than that. Whereas Hartford, in the meantime, has played the majority of this opening half and have come away with 3 goals, and they're right back at it again. Here come the Orioles. That one kicked down around, back down by the scoreboard, kept in play. Worked it over. Again down by, kept it in play. Nice cross pass, shot. Oh, that one just missed the marker. It would be 4-0.
Into the game for Hartford, number 5, Kayla Gishkowski.
Kayla Gishkowski, a junior for the Orioles, will check into this game. As we have approximately 5 minutes remaining here to be played in this first half of action. And you're watching coverage here on West Bend Community TV.
Nice try.
Ball was lost behind the net. Sophia Stoltz went back and got it. Now West Bend will put it back in play. Nice header there by Hartford to push it back. But Gugliotti there for West Bend. That was actually Caitlin Gugliotti.
Work it, Brian. It's all right, it ain't nothing.
Down to about 3 minutes remaining now here in the first half. Kayla McGraw, a sophomore, will check into the lineup for Heartland with just under 3 minutes approximately be played here in the first half. On the toss in from Hartford. Kicked around. West Bend trying to come up with it, but a potential breakaway again by Hartford. And Sidney Gifford got a little bit of a kick in the shin there. Not the most unusual thing you would see, obviously, so they'll set it up. West Bend will try to defend it as the official talks to the girls. Here it comes.
Nice shot. Oh, nice shot.
And the save there by Sophia Stoltz. Back in play they go. West Bend now trying to mount an attack here in the latter part of the first half. Chase it down into that far southeast corner of the field. The northeast corner of the field. I had to get my directions out there. Kicked around. Hartford at midfield puts it back down. As we approach the final minute here in the opening half. Hartford 3, West Bend nothing.
Come on, Kayla.
Shot and a stop there by Stoltz. And I'm not sure we're going to be seeing a penalty kick here. All right, so here it comes as we close out the first half. And she gets it on a penalty kick. And that's the way the first half is going to end also. So at the end of the first half, it's been all Hartford here in this North Shore Conference matchup. Halftime score, the Hartford Orioles 4 and West Bend nothing. You're watching girls high school soccer on West Bend Community TV. And welcome back to the West Bend Athletic Complex. We're on the soccer fields this evening for this game match between West Bend and Hartford. Hartford leads 4-0, getting a goal from Madeline Dorsey at the 20-minute mark. Minute 44 later at the 22:05 mark, Caitlin Knutson popped one in. Then it took a little while, but at the 33:53 mark, Addison Hagan popped in a goal. And then just before the end of the half, a penalty kick by Caitlin Knutson went through, made it 4-0 Hartford. And now we're ready to go for the second half here in West Bend. Taping this game for you on Thursday evening, April the 28th, along with producer and camera operator this evening, John Elke. Tom Stoff getting the night off. Either that or he wanted to stay in his nice warm house tonight. He said, you guys go do the game. I'm staying in where it's warm. So just underway now in the second half. And West Bend will have their work cut out for them, as they say. Didn't really see a lot of good offensive mounts for West Bend in that first half. They had a couple of good surges, but that was about it. Otherwise, the majority of the first half was played down on the Hartford end of the field. And now Hartford picking up where they left off in that first half, as the teams have traded ends of the field for the second half. West Bend tried to push one up, but Hartford there at midfield. Mounting one up, here comes West Bend. Grover tripped up down there. Ball tossed in by West Bend, but tipped off to Hartford. Orioles have the ball back down on the far end. If you did not watch and tune us in the first half, Hartford is dressed in the white jerseys with the orange pants. And West Bend dressed in the all black with the white. We've played about 4 minutes now into this second half. And the score remaining 4-0 in favor of Hartford. Orioles keeping it in play down here. Olenek. West Bend's picked it up a little bit more on the defensive end and now trying to mount a little bit of an attack, but taken right back by Hartford. Hartford just a step quicker on some of these than the West Bend is. And just as they get it up, Hartford there to intercept it, but West Bend with the toss in. Hartford coming back, intercepted out there in the middle by West Bend. Now here comes Hartford down on the right. Centers it. Kept in the center by Hartford. And that kick goes wide and off out of bounds. Behind the net. Goal. .6 minutes have gone by here in the second half. Still a 4-0 game in favor of Hartford. Playing now down in that northeast corner of the complex. Hartford puts it right back into their side. Back out to midfield. Hartford beats it back in. Bielmeyer now has the ball. Megan Pilney was there trying to defend her. Toss in by West Bend, puts the ball back in play. Trahan for West Bend had it, now lost it. Hartford coming back, taken back in. Sierra Dricken tried to take, but couldn't quite get there. Just missed it by a step. Now the ball goes down to the far northeast corner again. Just past the 48-minute mark of the match. Hartford showing much like they did in the first half, keeping the ball down on their end of the field. Every time West Bend tries to get something going, Hartford right there to answer it back and shut the door on them. Now we'll see if West Bend can do something. Larson pushes it up. Summer Dricken trying to keep it in control. West Bend will maintain the ball. Toss into Summer Dricken. Defended by Bielmeyer. Dricken gave up on it and lets it flow away. 10 minutes have gone by here in the second half, so we have about 30 minutes remaining in the match. And it remains Hartford 4, West Bend nothing. You're on West Bend Community TV. So Hartford will kick the ball back into play down in that northeast corner. Centered around, kicked around. No, kicked out. Good one there to save a goal. Oh, high kick over there. That might be a field goal in football, but it doesn't get you anything here in soccer. So West Bend will go back on the attack, still trailing 4-0. There's a good push forward. Trying to come up quickly, Summer Dricken. Keep it up again, just past Summer. And coming out and making the stop and the save, Alyssa Hadley, the goaltender for Hartford. Hadn't called her name much at all here this evening. Now here come the Orioles going right to left. Push it up, now backed. And the toss in coming by Hartford. Summer Dricken has it for West Bend. Penalty now. Megan tripped up, gets back right up into it. Now Gugliotti puts it down. Nice one there. She forwards it up. Races on for it. There's penalty for West Bend. Tried centering the ball. Nobody there for West Bend to come up with it. Instead, Hartford comes up. Ooh, nice defend back there by Gugliotti. West Bend starting to show a little bit of a surge now. Ball kicked out down on that south end by the scoreboard. Back down deep there is Summer Dricken. And Hartford will push it back and come back on it with it. We're playing in the 54th minute of the match right now. Skylar Votaw checked back into the game for Hartford at that little break. Here come the Orioles, mounting a surge of their own now. A little bit more aggressive as they come down. Dorsey had it, centered it, and couldn't keep it. West Bend there to take it away. Gugliotti. Nice one. Gugliotti still in control of it. Gugliotti. Now centered it. Now coming. There's a kick and a goal! Well, the West Bend team gets on the board at the 55-minute mark.
West Bend goal in the 56th minute. Number 8, Michaela Trahan.
So Michaela Trahan breaks the goal for the first one of the night for West Bend. And it's 4-1 now. A lot of time remaining in this game, so maybe the West Benders can mount a surge again and get something. That was the best one of the night we saw from West Bend. They had a couple of surges where they mounted an attack in the first half, but they weren't able to sustain it. This time they were, and it paid off. As Trahan gets the goal. It's 4-1 now.
You got time. You got time.
Come on, McKenna.
A little over 25 minutes remaining to be played here in the match. Right back on the attack comes West Bend. Pilney. Rail for Hartford. Now Hartford, as West Bend becoming the aggressor, takes it away. Hartford keeps it back there, though. And that one gets kicked out. Coming up on the 57-minute mark here in the match. And it's now a 3-goal differential. 4-1, Hartford with the lead. You're on West Bend Community TV. All right, ball kicked back in play. West Bend in keeping it. Paige Larson will toss it in right below our vantage point. Hartford intercepts. Knutson with it.
No one's even coming.
Toss in from Hartford. Now ball pipes around. Hartford trying to keep control. Hartford still with it now. As they bring it down again to that northeast corner of the field. As we approach the halfway mark of half number 2. There's a kick and up over the net.
Into the game for West Bend, number 19, Allie Darberry.
So the senior Allie Darberry will come in. She's from East. As we have 60 minutes elapsed, 20 minutes remaining now in this match between West Bend and Hartford. And Hartford with a 4-1 lead. They led 4-0 at the half, and then Michaela Trahan at the 55-19 mark of this match put in a goal for West Bend. That's where we stand, 4-1. West Bend trying to come back with an answer, maybe.
Job, Zoe.
Hartford, though, pushing it back the other side to Knutson. Now the toss in from Bielmeyer. Ball gets advanced up. Defender there for West Bend, though. Pushes it back. Bielmeyer again will put it in play. This is Knutson advancing the ball up. Just out of rails. Nice one there by Connor as she tried forwarding upfield to Dricken. And West Bend will push it back in play by Pilney.
Back into the game for the Orioles, number 16, Addison Hagan.
Stoppage in play allows Addison Hagan, the sophomore for Hartford, to return to the game. As Megan Pilney tipped it away from play for West Bend. Now she heads the ball.
Nice, Krista.
Play continues now in the 62nd minute of the match. And a shot down there and a save by Sophia Stoltz. And at midfield, Dricken takes it back for West Bend, but she'll lose it back right away. And here come the Orioles. Trying to mount something on the attack down on the left side. Now try centering the ball. And another save out there by Sophia Stoltz. 63 minutes into this match. Still 4-1 Hartford with the lead. Kick up and Lund. Oh, just going wide of the net. West Bend coming back, trying to get the ball.
Never go in. Never went in. Do it again. Never went in. Never went in.
Way up there.
Now Hartford, here is Knutson.
I don't know. I can't see the line.
She'll dribble the ball down into the left side. Try centering it. Nice save out there by Sophia Stoltz again. Here's West Bend, play at midfield, now kick back the other way by Hartford. 65 minutes into the match, so approximately 15 minutes remaining in this match. And Hartford in control at 4-1. Play again up in that southeast corner as the ball goes out of play.
Into the game for the Orioles.
Multiple substitutions now on both sides.
And for West Bend, number 13, Fran Anderson.
Fran Anderson, one of the
And number
subs coming
10,
in
Alexis
for
Gugliotti.
West Bend. Ball tossed back into play. Right in the center portion. Here's a kick, gonna go high and wide over the goal.
It's been fun hanging out. We get to see the Gugliotti one.
With producer and camera operator John Elke, I'm the Bear Barry Hirsch with you here at the West Bend High School Soccer Complex. 67 minutes into the match right now, and it's Hartford 4, West Bend 1. Hartford led 4-0 at the half, and the only goal so far in this second half came at the 55-minute mark. Michaela Trahan for West Bend got the Benders on the board. Since then again, though, all the action has been pretty much dominated by Hartford, as we're seeing here again. Here's Steckman. But West Bend trying to take it away as Zoe had a try there. Now back inside. Hartford centers it. And the save made by Sophia Stoltz. Look out as she got taken away, but a nice defensive half there for West Bend to prevent the goal. And we have approximately 12 minutes remaining here in the match. Here's the corner kick coming from Hartford. Header. Missed the mark. Couldn't get it to go in. West Bend trying to keep it on now. Here's Navarre for Hartford. Down left to Knutson. Navarre again. Oh, nice defensive butt out there by Gugliotti to prevent it. .69 minutes elapsed, so approximately 11 minutes now remaining in the match.
Into the game for Hartford, number 22, Alyssa Luby.
Alyssa Luby, a senior, returns to the Hartford lineup. Kept in on the corner. Now Hartford keeps it back around, tries centering in. Navarre. Now coming in where we get is Rail. Knutson again. Had it knocked up. Knutson shot goes in for a Hartford goal. And they get the 4-goal margin back. Coming in almost the 70th minute of play. Give it to Kaylin Knutson, and she's having a whale of a night. If this was hockey, we say she'd have herself a hat trick. As she now has 3 goals on the evening. Oh, okay. I was just informed we say it in soccer, too. So 5-1 now. Hartford with the lead. And we have just under 10 minutes remaining in the match. Kalen Knudsen, the senior for Hartford. Had 2 goals in the first half and 1 here in the second half. So each team has scored once here in the second half. And now with just over 8 minutes remaining to be played in the match, West Bend really got to dig themselves out of a hole.
It's upside down. The whole light is upside down and it shines out. Yep. Steve was telling me that. And Kyle Wrestler explained it to me right away. Kyle Wrestler.
Nice, Maddie.
He went to MIT during this match. Yeah, that's what he was.
Here comes Hartford again now. Knudsen. She's going to get a fourth goal. She'll center it out, but it's topped out there by Alexis Gugliotti. Play continuing down in the northeast corner. Shaw caught, and Stoltz makes the save. Here comes Hartford again. Made that call way too many times tonight, unfortunately, for West Bend. And look at that, Mount, and here's a shot and just wide of goaltender Sophia Stoltz. Under 7 minutes remaining now.
Number 21, Madison Stapleton.
Madison Stapleton, the junior, coming back in for Hartford. Ball put back in play, shot, and another missed off the left. So Hartford in control of this match at 5-1, but continues to
Go to it.
mount the offensive attack here. Ball kicked back in play by West Bend. Now just under 6 minutes remaining in the match. And here comes Hartford again. Work it around. Center it. Nice
Man on.
defensive move there by Gugliotti. Pushes it up. Hartford right back the other way. Play once again down in that southeast corner, and it goes out of bounds. As we have 5 minutes remaining in the match. And Hartford well in control at 5-1. Ball's tapped on and out of bounds behind the net. Bring it back into play.
Into the game for West Bend, number 31, Caitlin Guglielmi. And for Hartford, number 24, Isabella Frizzle.
Substitutions on both sides now with under 4 minutes remaining. Hartford trying to mount another surge of an attack. And it'll come back the other way in favor of West Bend. So a chance here for West Bend to maybe push it through a goal, maybe, huh? And build a little momentum off of that if they can punch a goal in. Now midfield, however, Hartford takes it right back. Isabel Friedel. 3 minutes to play in the match now. Here's Steckman. Dribbling around with the ball. Steckman still has it, and she'll take a shot, and it goes wide of the net on the right side.
Into the game for Hartford, number 17, Samantha Satola.
Samantha Satola, a senior, will check in for the first time tonight for Hartford with 2.5 minutes approximately remaining in the match. Both teams have popped one goal in this second half, but add that to the 4 previous goals in the first half by Hartford, makes it our 5-1 score right now. As we now go under 2 minutes remaining in the match. Temperature was at 44 degrees when the game started. I'm sure by now it's probably dipped down to the 38 or 39 degree mark. That 38 degree rings a bell because that was the temperature we had a few days ago here in West Bend when we tried to do girls softball for you with West Bend East against Nicolay, and the game was suspended after 2 innings because of the severe cold and windy weather. The girls were actually complaining of the sting on their arms and hands when they hit the ball.
1 minute remaining in the match.
And we now have 1 minute remaining in this match in the North Shore Conference between Hartford and West Bend. And unfortunately for West Bend, it's been all Hartford here tonight.
Go. Go. Take her. Go.
Hartford again continues to give up, but no, here comes West Bend. Dara Berry had it. 30 seconds remaining. West Bend with possibly one last surge on the goal, but no, Hartford right there to take it away. Seen that much too often here this evening. And maybe it's Hartford's chance here with 5 seconds remaining as it is ticking away, and that is going to end this match. Hartford will win the match. Final score is 5-1. Hartford jumped out to a 4-0 halftime lead. Goals came at the 20-minute mark, the 22-minute mark, the 33-minute mark, and right before the half, Caitlin Knutson had a penalty kick, which made it 4-0 at the break. Then in the second half, West Bend got their only goal of the game at the 55-minute mark. Michaela Trahan put it in to make it 4-1. And then at the 70-minute mark, it was once again Caitlin Knutson getting the hat trick, her third goal of the night. That made it 5-1, and that's where we wind up in this game, a match. Hartford 5, West Bend 1. On behalf of producer and camera operator John Elke, I'm the Bear Barry Hirsch. We thank you very much for watching this production of Girls High School Soccer here on West Bend Community TV.